Narcissism, often encapsulated in grandiosity, lack of empathy, and a constant need for admiration. Welcome to the complex world of narcissism, a psychological construct that's more intricate than it first appears. At its surface, narcissism is characterized by an inflated sense of self-importance, a deep-seated need for admiration, and a lack of empathy for others. Narcissists are often perceived as self-absorbed and arrogant, individuals who believe they're superior, crave constant praise, and disregard the feelings and needs of others. But like an iceberg, the visible traits of narcissism are merely the tip of a much larger, often hidden structure. Beneath the surface, there are subtler behaviors and tactics that often go unnoticed, but are equally if not more damaging. These can include covert manipulation, gaslighting, triangulation, projection, deflection, and an obsessive need for image management. Covert manipulation involves tactics such as guilt-tripping, playing the victim, or using passive-aggressive behavior. It's a subtle way narcissists control and influence others without them even realizing it. Gaslighting, on the other hand, is a form of psychological manipulation where the narcissist makes the other person question their own sanity, memory, or perception. Then there's triangulation, a tactic where the narcissist creates triangles or alliances to control and manipulate relationships. This can drastically impact the dynamics within families, friendships, or workplaces. Projection and deflection involve the narcissist projecting their own insecurities onto others, and deflecting blame to avoid taking responsibility for their actions. And finally, image management refers to the narcissist's obsession with crafting and controlling the perception others have of them. These are just some of the less obvious signs of narcissism that often fly under the radar. Understanding these subtler behaviors can provide a more comprehensive view of narcissism and help individuals recognize and cope with narcissistic behavior in their personal and professional lives. Now that we've covered the basics, let's delve into the less obvious signs of narcissism. Beyond the apparent traits, narcissists often employ covert manipulation tactics to control and influence others. This is where the rabbit hole deepens, where we delve into the subtle, often overlooked behaviors that can be just as damaging, if not more so, than the more overt signs of narcissism. First up, we have guilt tripping. This is when someone tries to induce feelings of guilt in another person to manipulate them. For instance, a narcissist might say, "After all I've done for you, this is how you repay me." This tactic is designed to make you feel indebted, and hence more likely to comply with their demands. Next, we have the classic playing the victim card. The narcissist will often portray themselves as the one being wronged, even when they are the ones causing harm. By playing the victim, they deflect blame and manipulate those around them into sympathizing with their cause, even when it's unjustified. Passive-aggressive behavior is another common tactic. This might manifest as sarcastic comments, deliberate procrastination, or subtle acts of sabotage. The goal here is to express their discontent or exert control without open confrontation. Let's take a real-life example. Imagine a friend who always insists on choosing the restaurant when you dine out. If you suggest a different place, they might agree reluctantly, but spend the entire evening making snide remarks about the food or service. This is a classic example of passive-aggressive behavior. They're expressing their discontent without direct confrontation, and subtly punishing you for not complying with their preference. But why do narcissists resort to these covert manipulation tactics? It all boils down to control. Narcissists crave power and influence over others, and these tactics allow them to maintain that control in a subtle, often undetectable way. Recognizing these tactics is the first step towards countering them, but there's more to it. As we continue this journey into unmasking narcissism, we'll delve into other subtle behaviors and manipulation tactics. Stay tuned as we explore the complexities of gaslighting, triangulation, projection, deflection, and image management. It's a complex web, but understanding it is key to navigating and countering the damaging effects of narcissism. Gaslighting, a form of psychological manipulation, is another tool frequently used by narcissists. Often it's so subtle that you might feel something is off, but you can't quite put your finger on it. So, let's delve into the subtleties of gaslighting to help you identify and counteract it. Imagine a scenario where you're certain about a past event, but the narcissist insists you're misremembering or outright denies it ever happened. This is what we call selective amnesia. Narcissists use this tactic to sow seeds of doubt in your mind, making you question your memory, perception, or sanity. Another form of gaslighting is trivializing your feelings and experiences. If you've ever been told that you're too sensitive, or that you're making a big deal out of nothing. You've experienced this. The goal here is to belittle your emotions and experiences, making you feel like they're invalid or insignificant. Now let's talk about how to counteract gaslighting. First off, trust your intuition. If something feels off, it probably is. Secondly, keep a record of instances where you feel gaslighted. Having a written account can help validate your experiences when the narcissist tries to distort reality. Thirdly, seek support from people you trust. It's easy to get lost in the manipulation, so having an outsider's perspective can be very helpful. Lastly, set boundaries. It's crucial to establish what is acceptable behavior and what isn't. This will help you maintain control over your own reality and not let it be dictated by the narcissist. Remember, gaslighting is a powerful form of manipulation used to gain control and create confusion. It's not about you or your worth, but rather the narcissist's desire to dominate and manipulate. While gaslighting can be hard to spot, understanding its subtleties can empower you to stand against it. Triangulation is yet another manipulation tactic, where narcissists create triangles or alliances to control relationships. The essence of triangulation lies in the introduction of a third party into the equation. Picture a triangle, if you will, with the narcissist at one point, you at another, and a third person at the last point. The narcissist uses this third person, either as a threat to you, a means of conveying information, or an alternative source of attention and admiration. At its core, triangulation is a power play, a calculated move to sow discord, breed mistrust, or incite jealousy. It's a divisive tool that narcissists use to maintain control, often leaving the other 2 points of the triangle feeling confused, doubtful, and at odds with each other. Imagine a family dynamic where a parent, the narcissist, consistently favors one child over the other. Or consider a workplace scenario where a narcissistic boss promotes competition amongst team members, deliberately withholding praise or creating an environment where colleagues are pitted against each other. The impact of such behavior can be profound, often fostering a toxic atmosphere where the narcissist thrives. It's a game of divide and conquer where the narcissist stands to gain the most. They hold the power, they control the narrative, and they relish in the chaos they've created. The key to combating triangulation lies in recognizing the pattern. It's about looking beyond the surface-level interactions and understanding the underlying dynamics at play. Are relationships within your family, friendship circle, or workplace marked by constant conflict, competition, or tension? Is there a single common factor in these strained relationships? Awareness is the first step in breaking free from the triangulation game. It's about reclaiming your power, refusing to be a pawn in someone else's manipulative game. Remember, healthy relationships are built on mutual respect, understanding, and trust. They should not be marred by power struggles, constant competition, or a feeling of being pitted against each other. Being aware of triangulation can help you navigate the complex web of relationships that a narcissist might try to control. Narcissists often project their insecurities onto others and deflect blame to avoid responsibility. This statement is quite telling of how narcissists carry themselves in the world. They are like master painters, meticulously crafting a canvas that reflects only the best parts of themselves while hiding the cracks underneath. Projection and deflection are two of the main tools they use to maintain this facade. Think of projection as a mirror. Narcissists often fear facing their own flaws, so they cast these onto others instead. It's as if they're saying, "It's not me, it's you." This behavior can be subtle and confusing, making it challenging to identify. Deflection, on the other hand, is a narcissist's favorite trick when they are cornered. Instead of accepting responsibility for their actions, they shift the focus onto someone else, changing the narrative to suit their needs. It's a game of smoke and mirrors, designed to confuse and disorient those around them. Now, why do narcissists do this? The answer lies in their obsessive need for image management. Narcissists are consumed by how others perceive them. They spend an enormous amount of time and energy curating an image that is charming, confident, and attractive. This image is their armor, their shield against the world. But maintaining this facade is no easy feat. It requires constant vigilance and manipulation, which can take a significant toll on the narcissist's relationships. Friends, family, colleagues, no one is immune. The narcissist's need for control and admiration often leaves a trail of strained relationships and hurt feelings in their wake. This is why it's crucial to recognize these behaviors. Understanding how narcissists use projection, deflection, and image management can help us navigate our interactions with them more effectively. It's not about winning a battle but about protecting ourselves and maintaining our sanity in the face of such challenging behavior. Unmasking narcissism goes beyond spotting the obvious signs. It's about understanding the subtler behaviors and learning how to navigate them effectively.